5 days, 5 shootings, and 3 deaths. It's been a tough stretch for Cincinnati. Today, a drive-by shooting on Montgomery Road in Evanston leaves 1 person dead. Last night, we were in the West End for this triple shooting that left 1 person dead. Then on Sunday, a man was shot in Westwood on Anderson Ferry Road. This is the scene. Saturday, 3 people were wounded in what is described as a shootout on Short Vine. And then on Friday, a man was killed in Roselawn. A suspect is under arrest in that case. And that shooting today in Evanston closed that road for more than 3 hours due to the busy evening rush hour. It's also about a third of a mile from Xavier University. Our Josh Bazan is covering that deadly shooting for us. Josh, we understand police have just released the victim's name. Now, in addition to the mayoral race and council races, WCPO 9 News will have the results from 245 races from across Southwest Ohio for you on election night. There are dozens of races for village councils, boards of trustees, school boards, plus levy issues for everything from schools to police departments to cemeteries. We'll have those numbers and have it all covered for you on air here on WCPO 9 and, of course, on WCPO.com. With more breaking news coming in right now, a Marine from Anderson Township will plead guilty after criticizing senior officials for the withdrawal from Afghanistan. That's according to the Washington Post tonight. It reports Lieutenant Colonel Stuart Scheller will be court-martialed at Camp Lejeune on Thursday. The charges include disrespect toward superior officers, willfully disobeying a superior officer, and dereliction in the performance of duties. New at 5 here, the House of Representatives has approved an extension of the nation's debt limit through at least early December. The Senate passed the stopgap measure last week to avert a catastrophic default. The extension is now clear for President Biden's signature. Raising the debt limit is not an approval for new spending. It is a measure that allows the nation to meet financial obligations for money it has already spent. New at 11, the Hyde Park Community Council votes to support applying for a DORA. A DORA allows people to walk outside between businesses with alcoholic drinks. The proposed DORA in Hyde Park would cover much of Hyde Park Square. Cincinnati has permission from the state to create 4 DORAs within the city limits. It already has one at the banks, and many in Hyde Park hope it's next in line. But they do have some concerns. We want to quickly update you on where the COVID-19 case numbers are going. As you can see here nationally, we are well above the 14- and 7-day averages. Moving down closer to the state of Ohio here, this is a big update from yesterday, folks. As you can see here, there are 2,326 new cases. Now, this is a big increase from last night when the number of new cases was well below the 7- and 14-day trends. That's because the new numbers popped up today as the numbers from the weekend finally rolled in. Let's go over to the Commonwealth now, and you can see here the number of new cases there. More than 2,400 new cases. In fact, 202 of those just in northern Kentucky itself. Let's slide over to Indiana. The overall trend isn't nearly as steep, but it's still climbing just shy of the 2,200 mark here. Those are newly reported cases just today. I recently ran into a veteran who told me that he'd been fighting for more than a decade to get a claim approved by the Department of Veterans Affairs for service-connected post-traumatic stress disorder. In addition, he couldn't get answers regarding misinformation discovered in his file.
I don't know. That's all I get is I don't know.
Maurice Thomas served in the U.S. Marine Corps. He says he witnessed a suicide, was attacked by a fellow service member, and saw dead bodies of combatants during his service time, and says he suffers from the effects of that still today.
I mean, I'm taking medicine for nightmares. I'm taking medicine to keep me calm.
Over the past several years, his doctors at the VA Medical Center assigned him treatment for PTSD, and he completed the Stress Disorders Treatment Program at the VA facility in Fort Thomas, Kentucky.
All prescribed by doctors. It's nothing that I'm going over there asking them for. They're telling me that I need this.
He filed his initial compensation claim for PTSD with the VA July 16, 2010, and it took 2 years, 3 months, and 28 days to be denied. And he's still going through the appeals process now.
I think they're waiting for me to die. I'm 71 now, and I started this when I was 60.
I read through Maurice's history, and also he gave the VA permission to answer my email inquiries about his medical history and the case overall. But it wasn't just the PTSD case in question. The official VA records showed a lengthy criminal history.
Domestic violence, assault charges, child abuse, drug possession, and drug trafficking charges against me which is a total fabrication.
The doctor who completed the paperwork, who is contracted by the VA, also incorrectly listed Maurice's discharge status.
Why does it say on here misconduct and drug abuse?
You'd have to ask him.
His discharge paperwork, known as the DD Form 214 that I have right here, actually shows an honorable discharge. And I reached out directly to the VA to get Maurice some answers.
The VA's response? It appears the examiner misread the information in the Veterans Claims folder regarding criminal charges. VA is working with the vendor to have this corrected and will take appropriate action to reassess the veteran's claim. As for PTSD compensation, it was almost 10 years to the day Maurice finally received the exam that determines whether he has a case or not.
He's paid by the VA to do these interviews. It was supposed to last for an hour and a half. I'm being generous by saying it only took him 20 minutes.
The decision by the VA based on the psychologist's examination, quote, the evidence shows no mental health condition diagnosed by the examiner. And when I asked the VA about Maurice's own VA doctors prescribing PTSD treatment, the VA said the goal of treatment is to improve or extinguish the symptoms or condition. Therefore, after treatment, it is possible that PTSD diagnostic criteria are not met and there is no diagnosis of PTSD. The decision doesn't sit well with Maurice.
They should have the doctors in the VA that's treating us, let them make the decision. Why are you hiring it out? You know, to somebody that I only see maybe for an hour, right, and they're making the decision about my life.
Maurice Thomas has filed another appeal to his case, but it could be some time before he hears back. The VA tells me they are currently reviewing cases from August of 2019 or earlier. There are more details to this story. You can find it all on WCPO.com/Homefront. I'll also share it over on the Homefront Facebook group.